much. We are now recording.
Bad news around the house.
Okay,
Sure, thank you. All right.
we just talked about this loan policy. Oh, by the way, I talked to Lonnie.
Mhm.
He says he's through.
He's through?
Yeah,
You mean from coming to council meetings and stuff?
yeah,
Okay. All right.
yeah.
Do you have to put a letter of resignation in?
No,
Being
because
determined,
he's
give it
only got
in?
He's only got 1 month.
I'm just asking because we're supposed to do something formally.
I think a town ordinance, town code does say if you miss 3 consecutive meetings, then the council can communicate with you, or, and if you remember, Mr. Tucker missed several.
Twenty.
And Lonnie has
So,
missed more than 3.
But there is a commentary in the town charter about 3 consecutive meetings.
Is it 3 consecutive council meetings, or would this meeting count as one meeting?
No, I think it's 3 consecutive council meetings. Yeah, I don't think it mentions the committee.
And then if he formally resigns, if he actually resigns instead of just missing meetings, then council can vote to replace him.
Replace you, I think that's what the council can do that. Council chose not to really take any action on Mr. Tucker when he wasn't well. He was missing some meetings.
Okay,
All right, so
is
we
everybody
got-
satisfied with this loan policy?
So, if you want, since we're recording, I'll go ahead and just go over the highlighted parts, or do we need to go over it at all?
No, I think you should go over it so that, a motion can be made and just saying we support it. I would hit those 5, 6 things. I don't know if you need to read the whole thing, but
Okay.
to change it.
So the employee loan policy, Philip did add something today too. This policy establishes the guidelines for the town of Blackstone to offer loans exclusively to active full-time employees, so we added full-time.
The reason behind that is, full-time only is because the part-timers don't accumulate any comp time or
Exactly.
vacation time and things that
Right.
we can.
I agree with you.
Right,
We can
I
attach
agree
to
with that.
Okay. What we did add is employee must have worked for the town for at least 2 full consecutive years, 24 months, established and in good standing. It is now revised to any amount will be submitted to the Employment and Police Committee and approved through town council. It was previously, over 1,000, now any amount. Another thing added was there will be 1 loan per employee and only 1 loan every 5 years. And
Last but not least,
every loan shall be made to pay off in full within 12 months of issuance through payroll deduction and or vacation comp time accrued.
in 12 months.
Yes, the loan should be paid off in 12 months.
There are 26 pay periods in the 12 month. There's 2 months a year that we've got, a third pay period in the course of the month. So say 1 pay period falls very close to the first, and then you'll have the 15th, and then you have another one.
And we're currently doing this now, right? Paying it directly.
Yes,
Will not be paid directly to the employee. We're paying the state. We're doing that already.
correct.
Okay.
We make them submit an invoice and then we cut a check to that,
Okay.
bill collector.
Very good.
So everything else
Okay,
is the
I
same.
got a question. So you're saying that you must be in a hardship situation to apply for this loan?
I don't think it says necessarily a hardship. Everybody can say, I can't pay my bills, so it's a hardship. But I think the intention when it started, Jeff and I talked about it earlier, the intention was, and this first got going, we had a town employee whose home was advertised in the paper to be sold at a tax sale. And we brought them in the office and we said, did you know you're getting ready to lose your home? And they said, I had no idea. So the taxes were paid, and he paid back, and did everything he was supposed to do, and it all worked out. That to me was the hardship,
Okay,
okay?
Yes.
That's where we started, and then it got into, we had an employee whose, checking account was garnished and locked down. I mean, it was literally, he could not access his checking account over I think it was a car or something like that. Those were the hardships. Now I think we're getting more into, I can't pay my phone bill, or I've got commercial credit card or something like that. But it was intended really for like an emergency, I'm getting ready to leave my house situation.
And during those times, we did not have a policy.
We
so
didn't have a
that's why
policy, I would just pull the guy inside and try to help him out and do the best we could with it. But I think one of the employees complained because, I'll be very frank, the gentleman who we helped, he had a car, and the reason I even got involved is because we called the collection attorney, and the collection attorney said he owed $11,000, maybe more than that. I think it was about $11,000. And so I told the collection attorney, if we cut you a check today, will you waive all the fees, penalty, and interest? And they did. And so it was only half. So we helped the employee dramatically. Very shortly thereafter, the employee resigned, left, took another job, and ceased making payments. And we garnished their paycheck at their new employment, and he didn't like that. So he had gone around town and indicated that the town had forged some of his signatures and that sort of thing, which was not true. He had signed an agreement to pay it back. And I think there was somebody here in town that took up the cause and came and complained to town that we were doing this at all. So that's the history of it. And we did save one guy from losing his house. I mean, bottom line, he was gonna have his house sold, and
I think it's a good thing, because we do it at my job also, but they call it a hardship, and
but
a
how do you-
hardship to you is different from me. Yeah.
I can't pay my bills, that's a
Yeah.
hardship. If you can lose your house, that's more of a hardship.
And the agreement that employee signed, Attorney Bacon drew it up, so we have, you know, a legal document that they
I
signed.
think it's a good thing. If we can do it, I think it's good.
So is the agreement, is the policy suitable for you all to recommend to council?
Yes, to me
Miller,
it
do
is.
Do you have any questions?
No.
Are you good with?
Just a minute, do the town workers have employees have a policy book that they are aware
Yes,
of?
they do.
So will the policies book be changed to reflect this?
This year we're going into, as a new policy.
So
in
that 2,500 will be in that?
Right.
It'll be in there, but they still have to bring their bill. You just can't say,
Oh, yeah, no
I want
doubt.
2,500 and you really only need but 5.
I'm just thinking if they know right off that 25 is the limit and they need 5, they won't waste your time or theirs asking, you know what I mean? But
That's for 25.
You know,
Yeah, but this wasn't intended to pay retail credit cards and commercial payments. That was not the intention.
and that would be the other thing, to whose discretion is it?
It's now council.
I think we need to go back to that. We're not doing credit card bills just because I go and shop over my limit because I want y'all to pay mine too. That's how it's gonna be, so.
Yeah,
What
I
did-
mean,
what did you say?
instead of paying 25% interest, you can get
What did you say?
0% interest.
I said that I think because every loan have to come before the council and the employment and police committee, so we just can't approve it. So we can vote then, hey, I'm not paying Jennifer Macy's credit card because she overran it. Now, if you got a car payment, that's something different, but a Macy credit card is totally different. So we just have to look at it every
Case by
time,
Case
case by case. I'm just giving you an example.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna have some asking for something for a credit, maybe for a credit card, no one for.
But y'all will actually see what it's for.
Right.
You'll know what it's for, and then y'all can, because we, like I said, we don't.
Does
we
the
would not
word
write
hardship
check
need to
for
be
it.
put in here? The word hardship needs to be put in here, if that's what we gonna do.
I don't think so, because then how do you
Telling you.
determine your hardship from my hardship?
Okay, but what I'm saying here now is, we're saying that you have to be hardship to get it. Understand what I'm saying?
What we're saying is the
Does it
people
say
can,
that? in here?
no, the people.
It doesn't
will
say that.
People will submit to us and we'll present it to you all, what
Then you
they're
can
asking
decide if
for,
there's
and
a
you can decide if you want to do it or
So
not.
you're not giving them the money to go do whatever they want. They're gonna have to tell you specifically what it's for, and then you can determine whether it's a valid request or not a valid request. And then if
Valid
approved,
versus acceptable is different though. Valid to them, but unacceptable to the council,
right.
is gonna be a potential issue. That's why I get what he's saying for the hardship. Hardship's losing your house, your car,
Right,
or something.
and I think it should,
Detrimental to life.
I think it should be mentioned in here somewhere. Because if they know that this is only for a hardship, they're not gonna come to you.
I mean, that's like 401k. You can't go and hit that.
Right.
Unless you got a hardship.
Right.
And
So
that's the
that-
definition of hardship.
Is there a good definition you can think of, Tessie, that would describe a hardship? Like what you're talking about?
I was just
She's
looking
got a
up
legal
definition.
dictionary.
Well,
Let me get a bottle of water.
I can Google hardship and we can add it and present it to council,
Oh, I'm fine,
Wait.
thank you.
if you want to do that,
I'll be right back. You want a bottle of water, man?
if you want.
No, I'm good, I'm good.
Will you,
Please, I like that one,
will you
please.
look on my desk, when you go right there on the corner, it says council folder? and that has the readings for the closed session.
Yeah.
If you don't mind,
I didn't mean
I forgot.
to prolong
Um,
the meeting, but I thought it was.
Yeah. Here's something, it's undue hardship, which is more of a legal term of art for, something else, but, this is, we could adapt this definition, meaning an action requiring significant difficulty or expense when considered in light of financial circumstances. So, I mean, we could adapt that to say something like, a hardship is, a debt that is incurred and its repayment or its failure to repay would, cause the payor significant difficulty or expense. Or something similar to that.
Sounds good to you, Tessie?
Mhm.
You're the lawyer.
I would say something like that, then that way, they would have to show that it's a burden on them to be able to prove it, and maybe, especially when comparing it to how much is owed, or the consequences of what would happen if he or she didn't pay it.
Cause you know what's gonna happen, if you don't set some kind of lines, people, well, you did it for them, you ain't doing it for me, well, how come mine ain't?
That's why we're changing it, cause we're
Yeah.
gonna stop doing it for, everybody for a cell phone bill or something like that.
Once every 5
Yeah.
years. or something.
Yeah,
You wouldn't think people would push it.
no,
Not
This
that.
not
Thank
it.
Not that.
You may need to go get it.
Thank you.
Okay. I looked and I was like, oh my god, I don't know where it's at.
I will be right back. Let me get my other folder. Sorry.
If you don't want it, then bring it. You can give it to Jennifer if you want.
Thank you.
I'm ready.
I said I didn't want one, but then once I saw it, I was like, dang, I wish I would've asked for one, so thank you.
And saw it in your eye, you were
Yeah.
staring at the ball.
I was like, that looks really good.
Well, at some point I'm gonna remember to flip it from 8.5 to 11 when I print something big. I gotta go back to 8.5. I've been printing all day long.
Okay, so if you'd like, I will take what Tessie said, listen to the recording again, take what you said,
What was it?
add that on there.
I bet you can't
For
see
hardship?
it.
Yeah, I was like, Jennifer might need to repeat that.
So
Oh,
a
is it
debt
my
that's
fault?
incurred, that if failure to repay, could cause a difficulty or, anyway, it's the gist of that, but, do you wanna list anything?
What you mean?
Yeah, I think you're pinning yourself down a little.
Okay.
if you start listening.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll add that under the requirements, and I will take what she said and add that, and we'll just present the whole thing to council at the December.
So we're
council.
not saying that we're gonna put any hardships on this, right?
Yeah, she just,
She's gave us a
Definition
definition.
of hardship, but not like specified.
Right,
costing
right,
and
that's what
everything.
I'm asking.
so we'll just, put the definition for hardship, and we'll add that under requirements. And then we'll present that at the December meeting, if that's good for y'all. Alright, so do we wanna make a recommendation?
Yeah, I'll make a recommendation that the employee loan policy will come before council at the next council meeting.
Second?
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
Alright. Alright, do you have anything else for open session? Or do you want closed session?
While we're in open session, I will tell you, we received a phone call from Field Green about the DBI applications, and she had received, I believe, 6 applications, and she is reviewing those. I have a copy of the applications if you'd like, and as a matter of being on the committee, and if you'd like to look at those, and in closed session, I'd be happy to do that, because there is a need for discussion with the application, but I do have copies of them. And the application, or the advertisement, when it was put out, open until filled, and she has not provided me with any short list. And if you remember, I think the council voted to let her shortlist it down to 2.
Two, and then she will
they
come
would bring
before
them to
this
you
meeting.
for the final
Right,
decision
and
making.
we recommend it to council.
And she called me today And,
So, she called today and she had some questions about it, so, but I'll brief you guys in closed session about the ultimate status of that. With the status of the applications for individual fees.
Okay.
all right, so we will, let me look at my agenda here. So we need a motion to go into closed session for personnel. It's going to include the bus shop, the water sewer department, and administration. And this will involve discussion, consideration, or interviews of prospective candidates for employment, assignment, appointment, promotion, performance, demotion, salaries, disciplining, or resignation of specific public officers, appointees, or employees of any public body. So if we could have a motion to that effect.
So moved.
So I guess that leaves you, Ms. Williams, to second it.
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we will now go into closed session.